Going back a few years ago, a national park ranger submitted an interesting photograph. The sender started off by saying that they work in California and that they often find themselves outdoors, and this is because of their job. On one particular occasion, they were with their friend out in the wilderness when they came across something they couldn't explain. The person details how their friend called them over because he had found something bizarre. At first, the pair couldn't believe what they were looking at, and the only way they could describe it was that it appeared to be the arm of a large humanoid. After the friend kicked it, they could see the arm was almost double the size of that of an average man's. The ranger detailed that it had brown fur and seemed to be missing the thumb, although noted that the bone was still present. The friends then remembered that they had a piece of black tarpaulin in their truck, and so they grabbed it and placed the arm on it, noting that it was very hairy and that they could even see tendons. The current whereabouts of the arm is unknown, although the uploader did answer some questions that people had, including the size and weight of it, again saying that it was much larger than a human's arm. Although this story sounds incredible, it's important to note that various people throughout the years have tried to fake evidence. One of the issues that skeptics point out is that it's easy to fake evidence, saying that in this day and age, there's money involved in faking this type of evidence. Molds can be purchased online, which can be used to create tracks. As of right now, until the arm has been tested, it's hard to say for certain what it is. Many will say that the earliest report of mysterious humanoids dates back to 1811, when British explorer and trader David Thompson discovered large footprints while exploring what is now Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada. However, it wasn't until the 1950s that the creature entered the mainstream media. Interestingly, the Native Americans, along with the Aboriginal Australians, have both detailed this humanoid creature, and this has caused amateur researchers to say that these are the earliest reports. As of right now, the large hairy humanoid said to be living throughout Australia is not officially recognised by science, but the original inhabitants of Australia have said that it lives in the Australian wilderness. It's described as a large, bipedal hominid, similar to the creatures encountered across North America. According to the Aboriginal legends, the creature has been part of their culture and beliefs for thousands of years. It's known by many different names among the various indigenous groups across Australia. It's often described as a powerful, intelligent and elusive creature that avoids human contact, but sometimes interferes with their daily activities, such as hunting. Many Aboriginal accounts of the creature describe it as a spiritual being, a protector of the land, and a messenger between the physical and spiritual worlds. Some believe that it has the ability to shapeshift and that it can take on different forms depending on the situation. In recent times, there have been many reported sightings of this humanoid creature across Australia, particularly in the dense forests and mountainous regions. The Ohio grassman is believed to be a humanoid creature that's commonly sighted across the state of Ohio. Unlike typical sightings, the Ohio grassman appears to have glowing red or orange eyes that are believed to illuminate on their own, rather than being reflections of the light. Witness descriptions claim the creature to stand around 6 to 7 feet in height and weigh an estimated 300 pounds. The creature's physical description is commonly compared to being an ape-like creature, though typically seen standing on 2 legs, unlike the average ape or monkey species. Ancient Ohio Native American legends of wild men. According to Native American literature from Ohio, the tribes native to the state claimed to have encountered a race of humans that were similar in description to apes. Although the legends are of an unknown age, the last known encounter with one of these ape-like humanoid creatures supposedly took place sometime during the early 1700s. According to the Iroquois tribe, they were terrified of their large size and appearance, with the tribal members holding rituals in which they would leave food out in areas believed to have belonged to the ape-like humans, referred to as the wild ones of the woods, in order to help maintain peace. The 1800s traveling merchant encounter. Several legends recorded during the late 1800s claim that large, hairy creatures were often seen roaming along the banks of the Ohio River. In one story, a merchant had claimed that as he was riding in his carriage alongside the Ohio River, one of the creatures had ran against the cart and attacked it. However, before the creature could completely pull the merchant out of the carriage, the daughter of the merchant had scared the beast away after throwing several stones at it. The original Ohio Grassman sighting. The first recorded sighting of the Ohio Grassman is believed to have been reported outside the small town of Minerva, Ohio, back during the summer of 1978. According to the official report, a married couple by the name of Evelyn and Hal Clayton claimed that while they had been tasked with babysitting their grandchildren, they encountered an ape-like humanoid creature described as standing at around 6 feet in height, weighing an estimated 300 pounds, and covered from head to toe in dark matted fur. At the time of the sighting, the grandparents were unaware of legends surrounding claims of the creature, and so believed that it was far more supernatural in its appearance. According to Evelyn and Hal Clayton, the elderly couple had let their grandchildren play outside in the front yard of their home, when suddenly the group of kids ran into the house screaming and crying. Unsure of what was happening, the grandparents consoled the kids and asked them why they were upset. From what could be gathered, the grandparents claimed that the children and their friends had been playing together near a gravel pit outside when they saw a large hairy animal slowly coming towards them. At first, the creature appeared to be standing at a distance, watching the children from afar, but slowly travelled closer and closer to the group, before standing on its hind legs and walking over to the kids in long strides. Terrified of the creature, the children ran inside. At first, the grandparents had assumed that the children and their friends had encountered a native bear species, as bears are known for keeping their distance while stalking prey, only to come in for an attack when they feel adequately capable or when natural food sources dwindle. This would cause the elderly couple to grab a few firearms and exit their house to go investigate the claims of the monster near the gravel pit. Once Evelyn and Hal Clayton reached the area of the gravel pit, they would quickly realize that the unknown creature was definitely not a bear. The Claytons would describe the creature as being a large ape man, seemingly rolling around and playing in the gravel pit where the children had been. At first, the creature had not noticed the Claytons until Evelyn had made a terrified shriek, which caused the monster to suddenly stand on its 2 legs and turn to the couple. It would be at this moment that the elderly couple would claim to have seen the creature with a nearly perfect view, describing the monster as standing at an estimated 6 feet in height, weighing somewhere around 300 pounds and completely covered from head to toe in a hard matted fur. Before the creature could react any further, the couple would run back into the house and barricade the building, telling the children to stay together, though the monster had failed to follow the couple and appeared to disappear shortly after. This initial encounter would not be the final sighting that the elderly couple would claim to experience, as the bizarre ape-like monster was consistently spotted throughout the surrounding area over the course of several years. During another reported encounter, the Claytons would describe seeing the creature peering into their home through a closed glass window while they had been preparing to go to bed. According to Evelyn Clayton, she spotted the creature pressed up against the window, which then caused her to let out a loud scream. At this point, Hal Clayton also spotted the creature and immediately went to grab something to defend himself with. However, by the time Hal returned to the window, the creature had already disappeared into the nearby woodlands. Worried that the unknown creature would return to their home, the Claytons would call the local Minerva Police Department shortly after their sighting and file an official police report on the matter. Although the local law enforcement were unable to corroborate any sightings of the creature upon closer examination of the area outside their window, the police would claim to observe several large footprints in the mud that appeared to support their claim of a large animal somewhere in the region. The police report would also make mention of a terrible lingering smell that was described as smelling similar to rotten eggs. At another time, the Claytons would claim to see the same unexplainable creature standing near a hilltop, several hundred yards from where they had been going for a stroll. Several days later, the elderly couple would go investigate the hilltop and discover that the area had once been a strip mine and most likely went through the hill for several tens of thousands of square feet. Believing that the hill could have been an entrance into a deep cavern that housed the creature, the Claytons would quietly observe the hill from a remote location for several weeks. According to the elderly couple, roughly after a month of observing the hilltop strip mine, they would spot 2 hairy ape-like creatures walking around the hilltop and seemingly disappearing into the strip mine entrance. It was at this point that the Claytons believed that the creatures must have been living inside the strip mine and that there could have been a whole family of the monsters. The Claytons also believed that the many reported disappearing dogs were evidence of the creatures invading the nearby area. Several weeks prior to their grandchildren spotting the monster in the gravel pit, the Claytons had discovered their German Shepherd with its neck broken, laid inside the gravel pit, and believed that the mysterious creatures were the ones responsible. Some have made the connection between this creature and the Honey Island swamp monster. The Honey Island swamp monster is typically described by eyewitnesses as standing at a height of roughly 7.5 feet and weighing more than 500 pounds. The creature is reported as being covered in a thick coat of matted brown or grey hair that covers the creature from head to toe. In some isolated sightings, the fur of the creature was also wrapped in a large mound of pondweed. The eyes of the creature are often described as being yellow in colour. One of the more noticeable traits of the creature is that of its odour, which has been referred to by eyewitnesses as being repulsive. The creature has also been reported under several different names, such as the Honey Island ape, the Honey Island creature, the Louisiana Wookiee, and the swamp monster of Louisiana. As of right now, many researchers who've looked into these cases have said that each of these creatures have a similar design, and this has caused some to suggest that there's different variations of these humanoids. Although these sightings seem like a modern-day phenomena, encounters go back to the original inhabitants, and we even have cave paintings that depict large humanoids. It's for this reason that researchers believe that a small population of these creatures exist in hard-to-reach regions, noting that the trees and dense forests allow for the perfect cover. Right now, scientists have said that further evidence is needed in order to prove that they are genuine, but with the advancements of drone technology and infrared cameras, some have said that it's only a matter of time before we capture evidence that can no longer be ignored. So, what do you make of these interesting encounters? Do you think that these creatures are genuine, and if not, what do you think that people are encountering? Various areas of the planet have been explored to some extent, but there are still many areas that remain unexplored or poorly understood. Some remote regions like Antarctica, the jungles, and the depths of the oceans have yet to be fully mapped. Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.